All right, well, welcome to the Focus on Faculty-Led Program Session and Advisement Day event offered by the Office of International Education's Study Abroad team. My name is Chelisea, and I am a Study Abroad Advisor here at UW-Stout. By the end of the session, it's my hope that you will have heard the highlights of upcoming faculty-led programs. You have understood the process and deadline to apply for faculty-led programs, and you'll have identified some key resources that can help you in that process. Finally, before I go further, I do want to address the elephant in the room, COVID-19. A lot of students are asking about, what about COVID-19? So as you might know, winter and spring 2021 study abroad has been canceled by Stout leadership. Currently, we are moving forward with applications for summer 2021 and beyond. That being said, it is Stout's leadership's responsibility and our office's responsibility to monitor the situation, to consider the situation at the time of the programs and the distribution of the vaccine, eventually the conditions of the countries where you potentially be traveling through or to. So it is possible that the decision will be to postpone the programs currently scheduled for summer 2021. If that occurs, I do want you to know that your application fee would be reimbursed, or you could also roll it over to when that program is postponed, for example, the following summer, or to an entirely different program. So in this presentation, I'll be sharing slides on all the different faculty-led programs that are currently being provided on planned in our books, and I'm trying to share some standard information. So each faculty-led program slide will show the dates of the program. I want to clarify the difference between travel dates and course dates. Travel dates, as the name implies, is when you'll be traveling to, staying in the country, and returning. The course dates, in contrast, always include the travel dates, but might also begin before the travel starts and continue past your return. It's the faculty's decision, and they might be giving you assignments, for example, to start even before you leave, or projects to complete, or exams to finish when you return. So make sure that you check our website, uw-stout.studioabroad.com, and the specific program page of the faculty-led program you're interested in to see what the exact course dates are. Second, each slide is going to show course information. These are the course or courses on which the program is based and the credits involved. I will highlight if the courses satisfy any gen ed requirements and if they have any prerequisites. You should also note that if you use financial aid, you must be enrolled in 6 credits during summer to be able to qualify for use of financial aid during a summer term. Some of our summer programs do involve 2 courses, and that way they do meet that 6 credit minimum. Others, though, only involve 3 credits. So if you are wishing to use financial aid, you would need to enroll in another Stout course during the summer. Third, each slide is going to show cost information. Please note that the first dollar figure that is going to be indicated is the program fee, which is what is charged to your Access Stout account. Typically, it covers the tuition, fees, flight, accommodation, in-country transportation, a good number of the meals, and the activities. The second dollar figure is the total estimated cost, which includes the program fee, but also out-of-pocket costs such as meals that you eat on your own, other expenses that you incur on your own. For example, if you want to buy souvenirs or do some extra activities on your own or with your friends, as well as the cost of applying for a passport if that is required for the program. Finally, each slide will show the application deadlines. There is usually a priority deadline and a final deadline. The priority deadline is when we hope students will apply by first, because we like to finalize the participant list so we can start making reservations and purchases, and that allows us to keep the costs lower. If the program does not fill, and when I say fill, typically that means 10 students, by the priority deadline, then students will have until the final deadline. The typical priority deadline for summer faculty-led programs is December 15th, so it's coming up in about a month and a half. And the typical final deadline for summer faculty-led programs is March 1st. There are a couple programs that have slightly different final deadlines, but I will flag those for you. So for summer 2021 and winter 2022, we have a number of programs that fall into the College of Arts, Communication, Humanities, and Social Sciences. I've organized the slides into programs that fall into these different colleges, but keep in mind that many of these programs are based on courses that satisfy gen ed. So even if your major does not fall into this college, it's very possible you could still use that program and that course to satisfy some of your own requirements. So first up, we have the Mythic Past of Modern Greece, which is a repeat program that has been very popular. This program is going to be led by Chris Freeman, and it's going to introduce you to this small country that has such a huge history in terms of mythological tradition. This program is based on a 1-credit History 131 course and has no prerequisites. The course has pending status for the Arts and Humanities Gen Ed. During this program, the faculty leader, Chris Freeman, likes to say that you will read great literature in the place where it was written, see great art in the place where it was made, reimagine the practices of ancient rites where they were originally practiced, and walk in the geography of heroes and gods, which sounds amazing to me. There are incredible sites included on this itinerary. I'm going to list them. These include the Acropolis and Acropolis Museum, the Agia Theodora, Ancient Messene, Delphi, Diros Cave, Doliana Village, Epicurios Apollon Temple, Lycaon Mountain, Lycasura, Maestras, Nemea, Nestor's Palace, and there's more. If you are interested in this program, we do encourage you to apply as early as you can. It is typically run during spring break, but because of COVID-19 related cancellations, it was canceled in spring break 2020, and it also was postponed from spring break 2021. So there was already a lot of interest in the program. As a result of the postponements, the travel dates and the costs have not yet been finalized. As soon as we have that information, we'll be posting it on our website. You should note that priority among applicants is going to go to those who had been accepted to the 2020 program that was canceled, as well as to students who are graduating and who are in the Honors College. Quidditch and Beyond, the Sociology of Leisure in the UK Culture is a new program to be led by Nels Paulson, which will run in late July 2021. No doubt you've heard about golf, caber tossing, music festivals, soccer, and so many other famous parts of England and Scotland and their culture. But through this program, you will venture deeper into that culture and explore what leisure means to you. The program is based on a 3-credit Sociology 25 course, which has no prerequisites and could satisfy the general ed requirements for cross-disciplinary issues, social responsibility and ethical reasoning, or global perspective, otherwise known as GLP. This course may also be appropriate if you have a sociology minor. Participants are going to stay for about half the time in Annick Castle, which you can see in the photo. It's a historic palace about an hour south of Edinburgh that recently was the set of 2 of the Harry Potter films. Nearby, you're going to explore Hadrian's Wall, Lindisfarne Holy Island, the Farne Islands where you'll see puffins, and St. Abbs Head Nature Reserve. But you're not only going to stay in the castle, you'll also be spending several nights in historic Edinburgh, where you'll go on an invisible Edinburgh tour, see a performance of traditional Scottish dancing, and have the opportunity to attend the world-famous Edinburgh Jazz and Blues Festival and the Edinburgh International Festival, which are taking place at the time that you're there. Not only that, but you'll be going on a 3-day, 2-night Scottish Highlands tour, during which you'll see Loch Ness and Skye. All of these activities will cost about $5,500 total. The Cultural Anthropology and/or Creative Writing in China program is a new one and has really several unique features. This program will be co-led by Justin Nichols and Avigdor Edminster, and it gives you the chance to choose to either take 3 credits or 6 credits. And as you recall, you need credits to use financial aid during summer. Not only that, these courses can help you meet gen ed requirements. If you take Anthropology 220, it can be used to satisfy social and behavioral sciences, Res B, or GLP, and it has no prerequisites. If you take English 245, it can be used to satisfy the arts and humanities gen ed. The course does have prerequisites, but you can seek a waiver for this iteration of the course that is being offered in China. In the Anthropology course, you'll study human cultural life, cultural variation, cross-cultural experiences. You'll examine politics, gender, kinship, race, ethnicity, economics, and religion. In the writing course, you'll learn how to write and workshop your creative writing ideas while absorbing both American and Chinese literary traditions and themes. Beyond the unique aspect of being able to choose to take 3 or 6 credits, another unique aspect of the program is that you'll be staying 4 weeks in June, July 2021, and you'll be staying on campus at Northeast Agricultural University, otherwise known as NEAU, which is a renowned top-level Chinese university located in Harbin, and it is known as China's Ice City, which you can see there in the photo. Not only that, you'll be studying alongside both Stout students and NEAU Chinese students. They'll be joining you in class, as well as going on weekly excursions with you to places like the Harbin Confucian Temple, the Temple of Bliss, the Harbin Forest Botanical Museum, and the NEAU History Museum. On the weekends, you'll venture off campus with your fellow Stout students and your faculty leaders to places like Sun Island, Sophia Cathedral, and Central Street in Harbin Lavender Manor. All of these activities come to a total estimated cost of $4,880, though if you decide to take that second course for a total of 6 credits, you would need to add on $678 more. All right, the Concept Art in Japan program is also new, but has generated a lot of interest. It was originally planned for winter 2021, but it is now scheduled to run in January 2022. We recently just reposted the program on our webpage this week. This program is to be led by Kimberly Delane and is based on the 3-credit Design 321 course. Please note that this course does have prerequisites: Art 200, Design 205, and Design 220, and you must have achieved a grade of C or better in those courses. This program will allow you to spend time both in modern, bustling Tokyo and also traditional Kyoto. It is, as the name implies, a concept art-driven course that doubles as an introduction to digital painting. You'll spend a week on campus learning the foundations of digital painting, and then go to Japan to study their architecture, both modern and traditional, before returning to our campus to create designs based on your experiences there. The itinerary includes these sites. In Tokyo, you'll go to Ueno, Shibuya, Shinjuku, Tokyo Skytree, Tokyo National Museum, the Pokemon Center, and Nintendo Tokyo. In Kyoto, you'll visit Gion, Ryoanji, Kinkakuji, Kuwaramachi Street, the Kyoto International Manga Museum, which I know is a highlight for a lot of students, and Team Lab Borderless Digital Art Museum. All of these activities will cost about $5,500 total. So now it's our time to turn to faculty-led programs in the College of Education, Hospitality, Health, and Human Sciences. Check just to make sure I didn't have any questions. Okay. We'll also have questions at the end. This is another very unique offering. Cultural Competence and Heritage in Cuba really gives you a once-in-a-lifetime chance. And I say that because not everyone is familiar with the travel regulations related to Cuba. In fact, you can only go to Cuba for specific reasons. And one of the reasons is for educational purposes, and you must go with an approved company. And that's why I say it's a once in a lifetime experience. This program is to be led by Latrice Donaldson, and it's based on the 3-credit Human Development and Family Studies 335 course, which is a core course for that major, as well as criminal justice and rehabilitation. It has no prerequisites and can be used to satisfy Res A. In Cuba, you'll be immersed in that unique culture over 10 days in late May 2021. In Havana, you'll visit the Literacy Museum in Liberty City, participate in a guided tour of the Museo de Bellas Artes, and visit the San Jose Art Market to see the creations of local artists and vendors. Some other highlights include a visit to the Matanzas, an opportunity to engage in learning about Afro-Cuban traditions such as Afro-Atenas, and participate in barrio transformation workshops at La Marina. These are just a few of the activities that will take place on this program, which has an estimated total cost of about $4,400. I do want to highlight for this program that the final deadline is not the typical March 1st, it is February 8th. Education in Cozumel is a repeat program led by Terry Kohlmeyer, geared towards special education, early childhood special education, and vocational rehab students. Students will either take the 3-credit Special Education 310 course, which has pending GLP status, or the Early Childhood Special Education 510 course, that's either or. In May 2021, on this program, you'll spend 40 hours in a classroom in Cozumel, working directly with students with and without disabilities. You can choose from several opportunities to interact with and teach local students, teachers, and their families at the preschool and school age level, as well as adults with disabilities at an adult training center. Through this experience, you'll gain an understanding and develop an awareness of the cultural and linguistic responsiveness that is necessary for teaching diverse groups of students that are so common. Conversational Spanish workshops are available, so that's an optional add-on. Meanwhile, you will explore the island of Cozumel and take numerous excursions. I know that Professor Kohlmeyer and their last group had an amazing time exploring on a snorkeling trip, visiting Mayan ruins and beaches in what is called the Mayan Riviera. And the total cost is still to be confirmed because the program was postponed from winter 2021 to summer 2021, but the cost is expected to be about $3,800 total. Finally, we'll cover faculty-led programs in CSTEM. So Environmental Science and Sustainability in Hawaii is a new program to be led by Keith Gilland. This program is based on the 4-credit Bio 111 course, which has no prerequisites and can be used to satisfy the analytical reasoning and natural sciences or cross-disciplinary issues Gen Ed or GLP. It's an approved selective of the biology minor as well. In June 2021, you will explore the unique ecology, culture, environmental challenges, and sustainable solutions found on this beautiful archipelago. You'll investigate the local ecology while hiking and swimming. You'll visit agricultural and energy facilities to discover how humans take advantage of the natural resources available to them. You'll learn how waste and pollutants are managed on these remote islands, and you'll experience Polynesian culture and traditional relationships between humans and nature. Specifically, these are some of the things you're going to do and see. You'll go on a Big Island farm tour, a historic Honolulu city center tour, a Kona coffee plantation tour, and a macadamia nut factory tour. You'll also visit Akatsuka Orchid Gardens, Diamond Head, Hawaii Volcanoes National Park, Kailua Bay, Lilukalani Gardens, an ancient aquaculture site, Polynesian Cultural Center, Rainbow Falls, Waikiki Beach, and Waimea Valley Park. And all of these activities have an estimated total cost of $6,700. The Entrepreneurship and Innovation program to Scandinavia is on its 3rd iteration, led by Professor Mary Spaeth. This program is based on the 3-credit Business Management 380 course, which has a pending status for GLP. The course is part of the Entrepreneurship and Innovation minor and may be considered for the Applied Peace Studies minor as well. It does have prerequisites, Business Finance 227 and BUACT 206. However, an individual waiver could be sought for the prerequisites. On this program, you'll be traveling to Scandinavia for 17 days in May 2021. You'll get to stay in 6 Swedish cities, as well as the Danish capital of Copenhagen, where you'll experience the intersections of art, innovation, culture, and the economy. You'll get to meet students from other parts of the world and exchange ideas, as well as visit startup companies, game design incubators, and firms such as massive entertainment Ubisoft. You will visit medieval sites, kayak in downtown Stockholm, hike in the amazing Swedish countryside, see the world-famous Vasa ship, and enjoy a meal in the Swedish archipelago, which you can see there in the photo. These activities add up to about $5,400 total estimated cost. Finally, I do want to note that this program is open to students across campus, but will be especially interesting for those students in the business department, the operations management department, the School of Art and Design, as well as computer science. The past students have also come from other majors, from economics, from HDFS, psychology, and across CSTEM. So students are really encouraged to reach out to Mary Spaeth and their own program director to talk about how this course might help them meet their requirements. This program is another very unique offering. The Engineering Road Trip Across Mongolia is a new program to be led by Abhi Ghosh. It is based on the 3-credit Engineering Technology 396 course, which has no prerequisites and can be used to fulfill GLP. So in July 2021, you'll take a 3-week tour through the Mongolian steppe, learning the ways of nomadic living and traveling, including learning how to assemble and disassemble a Mongolian gur, which is a residential tent, how to do light repairs on a traveling van with a limited toolbox, I suppose like the van you see there, and how to drive a stick shift on rolling backcountry with no roads. Students will also have a unique opportunity to stay with Mongolian families, which allows you to share and learn about their lives. You'll also pick up bits of Mongolian history and geography from your Mongolian tour guides. Students will have the option to go on a day-long horseback ride, to go mountain biking, or even help a local family with animal herding. The group will also visit Lake Kufskoll and have a boat ride. But perhaps the highlight of the program is near the middle of the itinerary when students will be staying in the capital of Ulaanbaatar during the National Nadam Festival, which is a 3-day magnificent display of Mongolian heritage, during which time the entire country comes together to celebrate traditional forms of archery, horse racing, and wrestling. While in Ulaanbaatar, students will also visit a Mongolian National Museum, attend a traditional Mongolian throat singing concert, and watch the national parades on the morning of the opening ceremony of Nadam. The total estimated cost of this program is about $5,900. Culture in ethics and law is one of those, another really exceptional opportunities. And you get to take 6 credits and go to an incredibly unique destination. The program is based on 2 courses. The 3-credit Business Management 235 course is an approved selective of the Entrepreneurship and Innovation minor. It can also be used to satisfy social responsibility and ethical reasoning, and it has no prerequisites. The 3-credit BULGL 318 course is an approved selective of the Project Management minor. It typically has a requirement that the student be of junior standing, but that can be waived by the faculty leader. The program will be co-led by Brian Owenga and Scott Favor in May-June 2021, and it will allow students to study in both Kenya and Tanzania and learn more about law and ethics as they pertain to East Africa. On this 2.5-week-long program, you'll have the opportunity to visit really culturally important sites in southern Kenya and northern Tanzania, including the cities of Nairobi, Kisumu, Mombasa, and Arusha. You'll also see incredible natural beauty in places like Lake Victoria, Masai Mara, the Great Rift Valley, Nakuru National Park, and Mount Kilimanjaro. I know that's on my bucket list. You'll visit multiple businesses in Kenya and Tanzania, as well as conduct college visits. Altogether, this 6-credit program, which as you know from earlier, allows you to use financial aid to Africa, has a total estimated cost of about $8,400. Finally, I do want to highlight that the final deadline for this program is not the typical March 1st. Instead, it is February 19th. Okay, I've been talking a while, so let's pause and do a quick poll. Just give me a second while I activate it. Okay, if you go to bit.ly/FL quick poll, there's just a couple questions there about gen eds that would help me understand what information you might already have. So I'll give you just a few seconds to answer those 2 questions. And let me know if anybody has a problem going there. I'm not seeing any answers quite yet. Okay. Well, I'm not seeing any answers. Oh no, if the link doesn't work, you could try, well, don't worry about it right now. I'll fix it later. But the point of the quick poll was just to highlight that, you know, as you might have noticed, as I was going through these programs, quite a few of them allow you to satisfy gen eds. And if you don't know which gen eds you still need to satisfy, you can always get an advisement report, and you can do that through your Access Stout account, or you can also ask for one from your advisor, especially this week during advisement day activities. Okay. So related to that point, I wanted to just highlight the different programs, and perhaps it's not super clear in a small screen. So I can send you the slides after this session. But what I wanted to show you in this table is that you can find how each program satisfies gen ed. So blue is gen ed requirements, green is GLP, and the light red is Res A or Res B. And you can kind of see also that some of the programs, as I mentioned, satisfy more than one. So you might need to look at a couple different places within that table. As I said, I can provide that to you again after the session if that would be helpful to you. All right, well, once you know the program that you might be interested in going on, many students want to know when they should start the process. So this timeline that you see on this slide attempts to show you that. Most of you are probably looking at that top row for summer 2021 faculty-led programs. I tried to show with yellow that this is a month or a time that you'd probably be doing research on the program, going to our website, talking with the faculty leader, talking with our office, making sure you understand all aspects of the program, perhaps putting together your budget, and getting all your questions answered. Orange is a time that you typically would be working on your application, and red is the month when you must submit your application. So as you recall from earlier, for faculty-led programs, there are really 2 deadlines: a priority deadline, which you see there in December 2020, and a final deadline, which you see in March 2021. Typically, you recall that a couple of the programs did have deadlines in February. So this is just a typical timeline. Blue are the months when you would usually be completing other pre-departure activities, and green are the months when you typically would be leaving. P indicates a month that would be a good time for you to apply for a passport. So if you are interested in going in summer 2021 and do not yet have a passport, now or in the next couple months would be a good time, because in 2020 it has been taking a bit longer from the time you submit your application for a passport to actually receiving it. Going to show you next. If you go to our website, UW-Stout.studioabroad.com, first you can click on that green faculty-led button in the middle to be able to see all of the list of faculty-led programs that we have coming up. You also could go to the Start Here that you see at the very top there, and you can click on passports if you want to learn more about getting a passport, or you can also click on finances to learn about creative ways to fund your experience. However, once you have chosen a program, for example, if you choose to go on the Cultural Competence and Heritage in Cuba program, you click on it, and here you can read about the program. There are tabs called Overview, then you have Academics, then the Cost and Scholarships, the Location and Itinerary, and the Apply/Date/Deadlines tab. On both the Overview tab and the Apply tab is where you can click the Apply Now button once you're ready to start the application process. A lot of students also want to know what the application involves. So this slide attempts to show you that. Again, there is some variation from program to program, but these are the typical requirements. First, you should know that generally you do have to have a 2.0 GPA to go on a faculty-led program. You cannot have any current probations, academic or non-academic issues of note with the Dean of Students office. Generally, you need to at least have been in the win term of your freshman year to be able to go on a faculty-led program, or to have completed 24 credit hours. And of course, you need to consider if the program has any prerequisites for the courses on which it's based. As far as the application, these are some of the typical components. You will have to pay a non-refundable application fee of $190. That's paid via credit card with a link that is included in the application. I do want to note that even though it says non-refundable, if the program next summer is canceled due to COVID-19, you would be refunded that money. Once you pay the fee, it automatically routes your name to the Dean of Students office to get that clearance that we just talked about. You do have to also write a statement of student purpose, which is a couple paragraphs written in a professional way that describes why you want to study away and why you think you are a good applicant to be accepted to this program. Then you'll need to submit recommendations. In the application itself, you can simply type in the person's name or email address if they are Stout faculty, and the actual application portal will automatically send that request to them. We do accept outside recommenders, though we do prefer Stout faculty if possible. If you are hoping to use financial aid, you'll need to complete the financial aid notification form. You would take that form, print off the cost estimate for the program that you want to go on, and make an appointment with your financial aid counselor in order to complete that form. And finally, usually some fine print type information, more detailed explanation of the study abroad program, about the finances, enrollment, etc., that you have to just read, and then you electronically sign to indicate that you understand the information. Some other things you'll need to do if you are going on an international program, of course, you'll have to apply for a passport if you don't already have one. As I mentioned earlier, you can go to Start Here and click on Passports, where we provide information on that, and specifically a link to the Department of State webpage where you can download the DS-11. That is the State Department form that you have to fill out to apply. Once you fill out that form and collect the supporting documents that the State Department requires, you'll take them, as well as checks or money orders, to the Dunn County Clerk of Courts here in Menominee. As I mentioned earlier, the typical timeline is 10 to 12 weeks, but you want to consider perhaps building a little bit more time in right now because of COVID-19 related slowdowns. Also, as soon as you know what program you want to go on, even perhaps before you've been accepted to the program, it's a good time to start researching and applying for scholarships, because many of them do have deadlines for your application pretty far out. Finally, I want to just mention some resources. It's a lot of information on this slide. And again, I'll be sharing the slides with you. The point of this slide is really just to emphasize that there are so many people here at UW-Stout that are happy to help you. First, I hope that you look at our website, see all the information that you have there besides just the program information. If you have a concerned family member, for example, who maybe is not so sure about wanting you to go abroad, there's a section for family members. There's information on health and safety. So please do check out the website. You can also feel free to make a virtual appointment with me or the other members of our team, or email us. And also for the other aspects of the application, you have resources in the financial aid office, the advisement center, the writing center for scholarships, and so on. Okay, with that, I come to my final slide. I want to say thank you for being here. I also want to mention, if you are participating in the micro scholarship contest, Passport Study Abroad, that we're running for Advisement Day, please note that the passport stamp for this session is New Zealand.